Hello everyone. I have attended an interview in a company named CRMtravel IT Solutions, and the company location is Noida, and the interview date was the July 5th, 2025, and that was the face-to-face interview. So they asked me what is the difference between the dollar get, dollar post, and dollar server. So dollar get is a PHP super global variable that is used to collect form data or values sent in the URL using the HTTP GET method. It stores the data as an associative array where the keys are the parameter names from the URL and the values are the data passed. So for example, you have one URL page.php and a query string city equal to Delhi. Then in page.php this code echo dollar get city, so the we'll get the output of Delhi. Okay, so the purpose of the dollar get is the to retrieve data, and how so data is sent in the URL. So for example, you have a URL example.com, query string name equal to John, and a dollar get name, then it will retrieve the uh, variable John. Okay, variable is get, and then inside it will retrieve the John. Second is the dollar post. This is also used for the retrieve data. How data is sent in the HTTP request body, not visible in the URL. So for submission, dollar post email retrieve the email value. Third is the dollar server. So dollar server is a PHP super global variable which holds information about the headers, path, and the script location. So you can remind it like the HPS. So dollar server is for the H means headers, P means path, S means script location. So for example, echo server PHP self and echo server name, echo server HTTP post, echo server HTTP referrer, echo server HTTP user agent, echo server script name. Second question they asked me, what is the dollar session in PHP? So session store data server side for the logged in users. So they told me to uh, write session in PHP. So I said, first of all, we have to start the session, and let us suppose you have a file one login.php, then session start, which will start the session. Then set session variables, dollar session username Chandra and dollar session logged in true. Then echo session are set. Then file 2 dashboard.php. Again, start the session underscore start. Then check if the user is logged in. If is set dollar session logged in and end dollar session logged in triple equal to true, then echo value dollar session username. Else echo please log in first. Third file is the logout.php. So session start the session, destroy all session data, session unset and session destroy. So done. Then echo you have been logged out. Question number third, they ask me what is the dollar cookie in PHP. So dollar cookie store data client side on the user's browser for logged in and non-logged in users. So using cookies allow you to store data on the server's browser which persists even after the browser is closed unless the cookie expires. So set cookie user data temporary time plus 3600. That means cookie expire in the 1 hour. Access the cookie. If is set cookie user data, then echo dollar cookie user data. So the output will be the temporary div value. Question number 4, they asked me what is the use of the curl in PHP. So the curl, that is client URL library, is used in PHP to send HTTP requests, fetch data from APIs, and interact with external services. So basic URL request, curl request, that you get fetch data from a URL. So let's suppose you have a dollar URL JSON placeholder dot typicode.com/post/1, that is the example API. Then initiate the curl, cha curl init curl, then set options, curl set opt, then execute set option, curl set opt $ch curl opt return transfer true. Then execute curl response equal to curl underscore execute $ch. Then close curl session curl underscore close ch. Then output response echo response. So what it does, initialize a curl session, fetches data from the given URL, returns the response instead of the outputting it directly. Second, sending data with the curl, that is a post request. So submit data to an API. So $URL https json placeholder dot typicode.com/posts, $data title equal to my post, body equal to this is a test page post, and user ID equal to 1. So $ch is equal to curl init $URL, then set curl option, curl setup $ch curl return transfer true, curl setup $ch curl opt post row, curl setup $ch curl post fields JSON encode data, curl setup $ch curl opt HTTP header content type application /JSON. So dollar response equal to curl execute $ch curl close and echo $response. What it does, sends a post request with JSON data, use curl opt post fields to send data, set content type application /JSON in headers. So sending data with the curl, that is a put request, updating data using put. So $curl JSON placeholder dot typicode.com/post/1, $data title update title body update content. So $ch equal to curl init URL, curl set opt $ch curl opt return transfer true, curl set opt $ch curl opt customer request put, curl underscore set opt $ch curl opt post fields JSON encode data, curl set opt $ch curl opt HTTP headers content type application /JSON. Response equal to curl underscore execute $ch. Then curl underscore close $ch and echo response. What it does, sends a put request to update data. Sending data with curl, that is delete request, delete data from an API. $URL, you have one URL and /post, then /1. So $ch curl init curl set opt $ch curl opt return transfer true, curl set opt $ch curl opt custom request delete, then response curl execute, then curl close. So echo response. So what it does, sends a delete request to remove a response. So handling curl errors, check if the request was successful. So $ch equal to curl underscore init http json placeholder dot typicode /post/1, curl set opt $ch curl opt underscore return transfer true, response equal to curl underscore execute $ch. Then if curl underscore error number $ch, then echo curl error curl underscore error, else echo $response. So curl underscore close $ch. So what it does, use the curl underscore error number and curl underscore error to check for the errors. 6. Fetching data with the authentication. Some APIs require authentication. So $URL /protected resources, then $ch equal to curl underscore init $URL, then curl set opt $ch curl opt return transfer true, curl set opt $ch curl opt user pwd username password, that is the basic auth, then curl underscore set opt $ch curl opt HTTP header, this is the authorization bearer your token here, then response, that is curl underscore execute $ch, then curl underscore close $ch, then echo response. So what it does, use basic authentication with the curl opt user pwd uses bearer token authentication in headers. Question number 5, how can we use curl without waiting for the response? To use curl in PHP without waiting for the response, also called the asynchronous or fire and forget request. Okay, that is fire and forget response. So you can option 1, the curl underscore timeout ms or curl of timeout. This will limit the time spent waiting for a response. Then $ch curl init and your URL under slash target.php. Then curl underscore setup $ch curl opt underscore return transfer true. Then curl setup $ch curl opt underscore timeout underscore ms 100. That is set every low timeout 100 millisecond. Then curl underscore execute and curl close $ch. Okay. So this does not truly make the request asynchronous, but simulate not waiting by quitting early. Okay. So you have this one curl opt underscore timeout. So by using this, we can slash the waiting time, waiting for the response time. Option 2, use FSO fshock open more control real sync. So fp equal to fshock open example.com 80 error number error str 30. If $fp then inside that $out equal to get slash target.php http slash 1.1 and slash rn $out dot equal to host colon example.com slash r slash n. Then $out dot equal to connection colon close $r $n $r $n. Then fwrite $fp out, then fclose fp. Don't wait for the response. Okay. So this is the real fire and forget. So how can you remember it? FNF, fire and forget, FNF method. It sends the request and close immediately. Okay. And option third is use execute to run curl in the background like Linux slash Unix only. So let us suppose you have a URL, you have some URL slash target.php, then execute curl -s $curl and then use the greater than sign, then slash dev dash null 2 equal to 1 and 1 and then end. Okay. This truly runs the curl request in the background. PHP continues execution immediately. Option 4, fork a request using the proc underscore open or popen, that is advanced. So you can also use the popen like this. Popen curl -s, then URL slash target.php is greater than dev null and column r. Okay. So now the summarization for these four methods are, so curl opt underscore timeout. So is it real async? No, just cuts off early. Second, fshock open, real async, yes, not so good for the get requests. Execute curl ... and yes, real async and best for the Linux simple. Popen, this is real async, yes, background shell process. Okay. So the another question they ask me, what is the difference between the session and cookie? So session stores data server side for the logged in users. Cookies store data client side on the user's browser for both logged in and non-logged in users. Question number 7, which is more secure, session or cookie? So session more secure. Why? Stored on the server, not in the user's browser. Also, in some other interview, the question was like that client side or server side. And they asked me which is the most more secure. Similar question is this, which is more secure, session or cookie? So session more secure because it is stored on the server, not in the user's browser. Only a session ID is sent via cookie or URL to the client. So data is not exposed to the client. Automatically expire after the inactivity or logout. Harder to manipulate or steal if the HTTPS is used properly. This is the case of the session. Now cookies. Cookies are the less secure, stored on the client side, that is user's browser, can be easily read, modified or stolen using JavaScript if not HTTP only. XSS, that is a cross-site scripting attacks, can be intercept if HTTPS is not used via the sniffing, can persist even after the browser is closed unless you set it as a session cookies. Summary. Feature session cookie. Okay. Storage session server side, cookies client side. Security session more secure, cookies less secure. Tampering session hard to tamper, cookies easy to tamper if not encrypted. Size limit session larger, server controlled, cookies small, approximately 4 KB limits. Visibility session hidden from the user and cookies visible in the browser storage. So best practice, use session to store sensitive data, that is user ID, roles, auth token, etc. Use cookies for the non-sensitive short info like the theme language. Always use HTTPS, set HTTPS only and secure flags for cookies. Question number 8, they ask me what is the session hijacking? So, session hijacking is a security attack where a hacker takes over a valid user session. So, usually by stealing the session ID to gain authorized access to a web application as if they were the legitimate user. So, how does it work? When you log into a website, the server assigns you a unique session ID. This ID is usually stored in a cookie or passed via URL. If the attackers, if an attackers, if an attacker gets this session ID, they can impersonate you. How? Common way attackers hijacks session. So method and description. First is the XSS, cross-site scripting. Inject scripts into the pages to steal cookies including session ID. Packet sniffing captures session data over encrypted, that is non-HTTPS connections. The session fixation forces to the user to use a non-session ID chosen by the attackers. Malware keyloggers installed on the user's device to capture session data. How to prevent session hijacking? Use HTTPS SSL TLS, encrypt all data in transit. Regenerate session ID on login using the session generates ID true. Set cookie flags, HTTP only, block JavaScript access. Secure send cookies only over HTTPS. Use short session timeouts and auto logout. Bind session to IP or user agent if possible. Avoid putting session IDs in the URL. Login.php, login and show session ID. So session start $session username, that is Chandra. Echo logged in as $session username. Then echo user session dot session ID. Show the session ID. Then dashboard.php access pages with session. So session starts. If not is set $session username, then echo access denied, not logged in. Exit, else echo welcome $session username. Third is the logout.php page, that is for the logout. So in this page you have to write the session start, the session store, destroy, and echo logged out. So how to simulate hijacking step by step? Open login.php in your browser. Copy the display session ID. Open incognito private mode or another browsers. Manually set the session ID using a browser extension like the edit this cookie, or write a simple hijack test file below. Simulate attacker file, that is hijack.php. So session ID, paste session ID here, replace with the real ID. Then session starts. Then echo hijacked user.session username and double question mark no session. Okay. So next question, that is the question number 19. They asked me, how can session hijacking be prevented? So how to prevent it in your real app? So session regenerate ID true on login. Ini set session dot cookie http only one. Any underscore set session dot cookie secure one only on https. ID user agent binding for session. Here is how to secure your PHP session system to help prevent session hijacking, including detecting and stopping it using IP address and user agent binding. So next question. Okay, so the example for the update login.php secure login and session binding. So session start, then secure session setting must be before session start if used with the iniset. So iniset session cookie http only one. Iniset session.use strict mode 1. Set session data. So $session username equal to Chandra, and bind IP and user agent. $session IP equal to $server remote address. Then $session user agent $server HTTP user agent. Then session regenerate ID true, prevent session fixation. Echo logged in as session username. Echo session ID session ID. Second, update dashboard.php for hijack detection. So session start, detect possible hijacking if not is set session ID username $session IP equal to $server remote ADDR. Session user agent $server HTTP user agent. Echo session invalid or possible hijacking attempts. Session unset, session destroy, and exit. Then echo welcome $session username. Third, logout.php, same as before. Session start, session destroy, and echo logged out. Now try this. Log in via login.php, copy session ID. Try using that ID in the hijack.php with a different browser or UP or IP. Hijack.php, test hijacking attempt. So session ID, paste session ID here, replace with the stolen ID. Then session start, try to access dashboard, echo trying hijack. Then if is set session username, echo user name from session username, else echo session not valid or data not found. If you try this from a different browser or device, the dashboard will detect the IP user agent mismatch and block the session. So the bonus tip is set session timeout, optional in the dashboard.php. $timeout equal to 900, that is 15 minutes. If is set $session last activity and end time minus $session last activity greater than timeout. Session unset, session destroyed, echo session expired, $session last activity equal to time. Okay. So what we did, first of all, we use inside the login.php this thing, session regenerate ID. Okay. Then we bind IP and user agent. In dashboard.php, we use the $server remote ADDR and $server HTTP user agent. And in logout.php, we didn't do anything. We just start the session and destroy the session. Okay. Question number 10. Question number 10 is, what is the caching in PHP? So performance and reduce server load. Caching is performance and reducing server load. So simple concept for cache in PHP. When a user visits a page without cache, PHP runs all code queries database and generates HTML every time. With cache, PHP checks if a saved version exists and shows it directly, skipping all processing. So why use cache? Speeds up page loading, reduce CPU database usage, saves hosting server cost, better user experience. So types of the caching in PHP, types, what it stores, an example use. So opcode cache, so it stores compiled PHP code. Example, APCUs OP cache default in PHP 7 plus. Second, file cache, HTML or JSON files, stores rendered pages or data. Memory cache, key value in RAM, Redis memcached. Database cache, database query result, cache heavy SQL queries. Object cache, PHP object or array. In memory caching in app. So popular PHP cache tools, opcache, built-in PHP 7 plus. APCU shared memory cache. Redis memcached, RAM-based, fast, great for the large-scale apps. Laravel cache, user Redis file database, etc. Symfony cache component. So the best practices, cache data that doesn't change often, that is menus, blog posts. Use cache expiration to keep data fresh. Invalidate update cache when the original data changes. Monitor cache size and memory usage. So page cache in coordinator 4 in controller. Public function index, cache the page for the 10 minutes. This cache page 600 seconds and return view home. In app config cache.php, choose the handler. Public handler equal to file or Redis memcached. Data cache in coordinator for example caching database results, cache config service, double colon cache, key product list, data cache get keys, and data double equal to null, not in the cache fetch for the database. Dollar data, this product model find all, cache save key dollar data 300 cache for 5 minutes. So returns views products product data. So cache driver support, you can use file Redis memcache writable cache folder for file based cache. Okay. So configure in the app config and cache.php. Cache config service double colon cache delete product list clear specific, cache clean clear all. To clear page cache, delete files in writable cache. Best practices, use page cache for static pages, that is like home about. Use data cache for database intensive logic like dashboards stats. Set expiration time wisely. Clear or refresh cache when source data updates. So now the comparison among cookies versus cache versus memcached. Cookies, small data stored in the browser. Cache, temporary storage browser server. Memcached, a RAM-based caching system. Cookies stores user data like the login prefers. Cookies or cache speed up by avoiding repeated work. Memcached, cache data or object in the RAM for speed. Cookies, browser, that is the client side. Cache, browser, server side, file or database. Memcache, server RAM, runs as a service. Cookies, browser and server by headers, cache front-end browser cache or backend PHP, memcached backend used by PHP, Python, etc. Cookies, yes, they have the expiry set per cookies. Cache, they have the expiry set per item or auto evicted. Memcached, yes, setup item or save evicted. Size limit cookies approximately 4 KB per cookies. Cache depends on the storage type. Sometimes MBs are possible. Memcached approximately 1 MB per item. Total size depends on config. Cookies, remember user preference. Cache page queries or views. Memcached cache DB results session data API. So when to use cookies? You need to store small data, that is login tokens, language, etc. Cache file/browser. You want to avoid regenerating pages or requiring database. Then you can use the cache. Okay. Memcached, you need super fast server side caching, especially for a large complex apps. Okay. So for example, how will you use the cookie? Set cookie username Chandra time plus 36 understored in the browser. Cache in coordinator 4 file cache. Cache config service double colon cache. Cache save key data 600 stores in the file or the Redis, etc. Memcached in coordinator. Enable memcached in the app config cache.php public $handler. Memcached, use it. Cache config service double colon cache. Cache save user data user 300 stores in the RAM, that is the faster. So the bottom line is cookies browser side small data, cache temporarily store data anywhere, memcached ultra fast server RAM cache for the backend data. Okay. So now the next question, that is the question number 11. What is the trait in PHP? The interviewer asked me. So PHP does not support multiple inheritance directly because a class in PHP can inherit from only one parent class. This restrictions avoids the complexities and ambiguities of diamond problem, which can occur in the multiple inheritance scenario. Example, trait logger, public function log $message, echo log $message. Another trait notifier, public function notify $message, echo notification $message. Now create a class user and use the both the traits use logger and notifier. Public function create user $name, echo user $name created. This log created user $name and this notify user $name has been added. So $user equal to new user, $user create user alias. So user alias created, log created user alias and notification user alias has been added. Question number 12, they asked me what is the difference between double equal to and triple equal to in PHP. So answer is where dump 5 double equal to 5, that is the output will be bool true. Where underscore dump 5 triple equal to 5, but we are using this 5 in the string. So the output will be the bool false. Okay. So if x triple equal to hello, strict comparison, checks both values as type, does not perform type conversion. The operands must have the same types and value in the return value. $x equal to hello, where dump $x triple equal to hello. So the output will be the true, same value and same types. Where dump $x triple equal to small h and then hello, false, same value but different case. Where dump $x triple equal to 5, then output false, different type. Second, x double equal to hello and the h is in the small letter. So loose comparison performs type question. If the types are different, PHP will attempt to convert one or both operands to a common type before making the comparison. So $x hello, where dump $x double equal to hello. So false, case sensitive comparison. Where dump 5 double equal to string 5, true. Type correction, string 5 is converted to number 5. Where dump 0 double equal to false, true. Type correction 0 is converted to false. Question number 13. What are the inner join and left join in SQL and how are they different? So the inner join returns only the rows where there is a match in both the tables. So they asked me to write the query. So for the inner join, select employee ID as employee ID, employee.name as employee name, departments.department name as department from employees, inner join departments on employees.department ID equal to department.id. Okay. Left join, they asked me, so returns all rows from the left table and matched rows from the right table. If there is no match, null values are returned for column from the right table. Again, they asked me to write the query. So select employee's ID as employee ID, employee.name as employee name, departments.department name as department from employees, left join departments on employees.departments ID equal to departments.id. Question number 14. Write an SQL query to fetch employees with salary more than 50,000. Okay. So select salary from courses where salary is greater than 50,000. Another question, another SQL question they ask me, write an SQL query to get the last 3 salaries from an employee. So select salary from courses, order by salary, disk limit 3. Okay. 16th question, write an SQL query to get the last second salary of an employee. So select distinct salary from employees, order by salary, disk limit 1, offset 1. Or we can use select distinct salary from employees, order by salary, disk limit 1, comma 1. So explanation is distinct salary. Ensure duplicate salaries are not counted multiple times. Order by salary, disk sort salary from highest to lowest. Limit 1, comma 1 skips the top one salary and gives the first one zero based index. Question number 17. Default time for the session and cookies. Session 24 minutes, that is 1440 seconds. So can be changed? Yes. Cookies until browser it closed. Can be changed? Yes. Question number 18. He asked me, you have a class A and you have methods inside that class. You have another class B and inside that you have some methods. So how to access class method? Example 1. Accessing method by object, no inheritance. Class A public function greet, echo hello from the class A. Class B public function call A, $A equal to new A, $A greet. So create object of class A and $A greet, call method of class A. Okay. So the test $B equal to new B and $B call A, output hello from the class A. Okay. Example 2. Accessing method by inheritance. Class B extends class A. So class A public function greet echo hello from class A. Then create a class B and extends a public function greet again echo hello again class B. Then test $B equal to new B, $B greet, $B greet again. Okay. So inherited from A, that is greet, and greet again inherited from B. So type syntax notes. Object based object equal to new A object method. Notes, no relation needed between classes. Inheritance, syntax class B extends A. B can directly call A age method. Okay. Question number 19, they ask me dependency injection in PHP. So dependency injection is design pattern where objects are passed into a class rather than class creating them itself. It helps to make code flexible, testable, and maintainable. Reduce tight coupling between classes. So step by step simple dependency injection example. Imagine one class is a logger and another class is a user. We want user to use the logger, but we don't want to create the logger itself. So PHP logger class logger, public function log dollar message and echo log dollar message. Then user class gets logger from outside, class user private dollar user. Dependency injection depends here through constructor. Public function double underscore construct dollar logger, this logger equal to dollar logger. Public function create, this logger log user created. Create logger object dollar log equal to new logger. Inject logger into user dollar user equal to new user log. Call method user create output log user created. So what happened? Logger is created outside the user class. User class just uses it. That's dependency injection. You give inject what it depends on. Question number 22. They ask me what is the B2B and B2C. Okay. So B2B is the business to business. So one business sell to the another business. Example, TCS sells software to SBI. B2C, business to customer. A business sells directly to the individual people like the Amazon sells to you. So B2B, that is a business to business. Customers are companies or organization. Bigger orders, long-term contracts. Focus on relationships, efficiency and return on investments. That is ROI. For example, Microsoft selling Office to companies. Udan app, wholesale supplier platform. GEM, government marketplace. B2C, business to customer. So customers are individuals, smaller purchase, faster decisions. Focus on emotions, experience and brand appeals. Example, Flipkart, Amazon, Netflix, Swiggy. Or a gym membership for a person. Quick difference summary. Target, B2B businessman, B2C individual consumer. Decision process, B2B slow, logical, B2C fast, emotional. Quantity, B2B large orders, B2C small individual purchases. B2B values and relationship, B2C is emotions and benefits. Is GEM government marketplace B2B? Technically, GEM is a B2G platform, meaning B2G, business to the government. So why it is sometimes called B2B? Because sellers on the GEM are businesses and they sell not to customer but a large buyer, the government. So it functions like a B2B platform, but the buyer is the government, not a private business. So final answer is GEM is not strictly B2B. It's better categorized as B2G, business to government. But yes, it operates similarly to the B2B in terms of procurement, bulk orders and formal process. Question number 21. INNODB and other MySQL storage engine, the interviewer asked me this question. Okay. So these are the MySQL storage engine. First is the INNODB, best for application needing transaction, data integrity and high concurrency. So key feature, supports transaction, reliable data handling, supports foreign key, relationships between tables, uses raw label locking, better performance while multiple users are accessing the data, and crash recovery to prevent data losses. Second is ISAM, indexed sequential access method. Index sequential access method. So Best for older system with simple read heavy application. Key features: no transaction, less reliable for complex operations, no foreign keys, no relationship between tables. Table level locking, slower if the multiple users are accessing data at the same time. Obsolete and not commonly used anymore. Heap, memory storage engine, best for temporarily fast data storage for caching or intermediate operations. Key features: in memory storage, extremely fast, data disappears when the server restarts. No persistent data is lost when the system shutdowns. Ideal for temporary data that doesn't need to be saved. Fourth, MyISAM, best for read-heavy application that they don't require transactions. Key feature: no transaction, no guarantee for data consistency. Table level locking, slower if many users access the table at once. Supports full text indexing, useful for searching text. Faster for read operations but not ideal for concurrent writes. Summary: INNODB best for application needing transactions and data safety. ISAM, old engine, no transactions or relationships, rarely used today. Heap, fast temporarily in memory storage for quick operations. MyISAM, good for read heavy application but lacks support for transaction. Require and include. Answers: require includes the evaluate the specific file. If the file is missing or inclusion fails, it causes a fatal errors, stopping the script execution. For example, config.php, so echo config file included. Main script, require config.php includes the file, require config.php includes the file again. So the output, config file is included and config file is included. Okay. Include, if the file is not found or cannot be included, PHP will emit a warning and continue executing the script. So PHP header.php include header.php, but if not found, the script continues. Echo page content, and so then include. Okay. So the output will the page content. So this was the interview in the CRMtravel's IT solutions, and the location of the company is Noida, and the interview date was the July 5th, 2025, and that was the face-to-face interview. So I will share more interview questions, and till then, bye.